Now I'm looking at the specs of the LeEco Le1S, and everything overall is extremely exciting, and perhaps for the price especially it is extremely good. But then if there's one thing which is very likely to deter me from actually buying the phone, would be the fact that the memory is not expandable. Now if I look at this specifications table on Tech Radar, what I can see is that if I compare with, say, the Lenovo K4 Note, now in many ways it kind of adds up very well, because if you see, say for example, the thickness of the LeEco Le1S, it scores better than the K4 Note. And if you look at the processor of the LeEco Le1S is much better, because this is essentially the Helio X10 processor, as you can see here. This is a 2.2 gigahertz Octa-Core Mediatek Helio X10 processor, and which is looked at as the MT6753 as mentioned here as well. So this is superior to the MT6753 Octa-Core Mediatek processor on the K4 Note. Camera wise they're both the same, RAM wise they're both the same, and storage wise is where LeEco is losing out on the Le1S, because it's 32 GB and it's non-expandable, versus on the K4 Note you're getting 16 GB internal memory, but you can expand it. And my experience has been, over time you invariably end up adding a lot of apps, and then along with those apps you have a lot of media. Say just WhatsApp alone, you have so much of media which is coming in, and as you over time you store all that media, and many other things. So the necessity of a micro SD card, expandability perhaps is quintessential today, and not having that perhaps makes no sense at all. So why did LeEco not go with micro SD storage on the Le1S is rather difficult to comprehend. In terms of the operating system, we look at 5.0 Lollipop, but it is not pure 5.0 Lollipop. It's in fact sort of a customized version. So you have what is called the EUI, as you can see here, and as they say that LeEco's simplistic lag-free EUI, which is based on Android 5.0.2 Lollipop. So in terms of say the experience, like these people are going on to use rather flowery language, buttery smooth experience out of the box, whatever it is, in comparison to the operating system on the K4 Note, you'll probably have a better experience. In terms of the battery too, they've slightly compromised when you have a 3000 milliamp hours battery versus the 3300 milliamp hours. Now how much of a difference does that actually make? That's debatable, because often we see that you might have more milliamp hours, but then you still may not, like you've had some of Intex's phones, they've even had 5000 milliamp hour batteries, but you still may not be getting the kind of power which you had hoped you would. And in terms of pricing, there isn't much of a difference. You're essentially looking at just a 1000 rupees difference between the K4 Note and the Le1S. So pricing may not be much of a factor. Connectivity, again, they're the same. A big advantage with the Le1S is no doubt the fact that you get USB Type-C. But overall, in conclusion, I would say that this very factor, the fact that it's 32 GB non-expandable versus most of the other options, like for example, if let's look at here. We're looking at say the K4 Note and other rivals like the CoolPad Note 3 or the Moto G Turbo, as we can see here. If we compare with all of these, at least they come with expandable storage. So that's a point where the Le1S loses out big time.